Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We have a special treat today, a sim racing YouTuber who I've followed for quite a long time, very impressed and always fascinated with the content that he comes up with. It is Ben over at the Broca Sim Racing channel. He is running a GT3 Community Cup Championship over the next 4 rounds. So round 1 was in Monza and I wanted to do a bit of a highlight reel for it today. So strap yourself in. We'll head over to the grid. Bit different, like I said. Hopefully you enjoy. It was a very interesting session. Now, if you haven't seen the Broca Sim Racing channel before on YouTube, there will be a link to it in the description below. So go check Ben's content out. It is always fantastic, whether it's racing, it's guides, general tips and tricks for all of us here trying to do our best in the sim racing world. Check him out. You will not be disappointed.
Let's go! F1 gamer dead on the grid!
And here we are, the Temple of Speed, Monza. Built in 1922, the third oldest permanent racing circuit in the world after Brooklands and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Oh boy, we're in for a big one. Pete Clark has got pole position with a 150.668. David Ross, less than a tenth of a second away on the front row with him. Scott Warner is P3. Barry Mohamed Idris is P4. Rick Broad with P5 with his teammate Joe Rye alongside him in P6. Jarrett Will is lining up 7th. Jens Carr is 8th. We got Seth Lee in P9 alongside the NSX of Paolo Ambrosio. Ben Harrison, LaBroca himself, P11. Jim Egan is P12. Nick Russell, 13th. Liam Stedman is 14th. Brendan Spolander, 15th. Alex Cahan is 16th. Keep an eye on Alex. Josie Thomas rounds out the 17-car grid. And as I said, keep an eye on Alex. We're in for some action. Absolutely. A lot of the facts that we've got about Monza are very F1 centric. In F1, they're on full throttle for about 80% of the lap. Let's see how the GT3 cars come through here. Pete Clark leads us away. He has the lead going into the infamous T1 chicane. Let's see if we can all get through here. The two McLaren teammates side by side. Barry, car 51, slotting in nicely behind the two McLarens. Have a look there at Ben Harrison getting through nice and clean. I don't know if anyone is used to seeing this, but everyone has gotten through the chicane in one piece. It's almost unheard of on iRacing. Congratulations is all I can say. All right, we've got the two McLarens battling away. Already Joe Ray is leading that pack. Oh, it's Jens Carr spearing into Paolo Ambrosio. Jens, I think from this, picked up a little bit of damage because we will see shortly the end of this lap. He did pit, so I'm not sure if that sausage curb hurt the floor and the undercarriage of the BMW M4 GT3 there, but he is carrying some residual damage. You can see the speed differential with many cars just streaking past Jens on this opening lap. Very unfortunate to cop damage so early. Nick Russell goes through. Spolander is now alongside going into Ascari. Ooh, Jens still fighting hard to hold position. It's going to be very hard though. This is Scott Warner making a move up the inside of Parabolica. Oh, sorry, Scott Warner being passed by Joe Ray, rather. A nice move by the McLaren driver up the inside around Parabolica. A very scary corner when you don't necessarily have confidence in the car. And this is Jens Carr, speaking of cars, going into pit lane at the completion of lap 1. Jens not having a great time of it. Pete Clark leads the first lap from start to finish and holds the lead after the chicane here. This is Ben Harrison going up the inside of Paolo Ambrosio in the T1 chicane. Very nice move there from Ben, and Paolo just slots in behind. We can see Jens Carr still in pit lane down the bottom of the screen. Alex Cahan is making his way through the pack. That is Liam Steadman, I believe, in front. Car number 7, the Porsche 992 GT3R. And Alex, he was very patient in this session, clearly with the pace. Look at the attitude of his Acura NSX there. It looks fast even when it looks steady. He just had such a great grip on his NSX during this session. This is Jarrett Will going up the outside of Barry. Can he make it stick? No, Barry goes to the inside through Ascari. Now Jarrett has the inside for the next one. Barry has the inside for the completion of the chicane. They're going to go 3 wide now. Barry gets a bit of a hip and shoulder from Jarrett. Seth Lee takes to the left-hand side of the circuit. Oh, it's a drag race coming up to Parabolica. Who will blink? Oh, and we've got Chaos up ahead. Rick Broadwith going side by side with the Mercedes, and we've seen Jarrett Will goes through in that trio, and this is how Ben Harrison got through on Paolo Ambrosio. Very nice move there into the T1 chicane. Ben there going forwards at a rate of knots, making some great inroads on the field at this point in the session. Looking very nice in the new livery as well. You may have noticed my lights in the sim racing room are blue and red to reflect the Broca Sim Racing colours. We can see just how hard here Paolo Ambrosio is fighting the car to try and stay with Ben Harrison. Very tricky if you didn't have the car underneath you to maintain that pace and keep the tyres alive. Now looking at Alex Cahan again, so he's gone around the outside of the first part of the chicane at T1 around Steadman. That is a fantastic move from Cahan. Really, really awesome, making short work of some of these cars as he comes through the field. Spalander is next. And it looks like he's not going to waste too much time here in behind Spalander. Oh, this is Nick Russell off in front of Cahan, Spalander, and Steadman. Steadman gets through as well. We've got side-by-side action now. Cahan and Spalander. Cahan's got the inside for Parabolica, which is absolutely where you'd want to be. Look at Steadman just try and choose. He's choosing his racer. He's choosing who he goes behind to pick the best line for him as he can just watch this unfold, but he goes very wide through the Parabolica. Cahan gets past Spalander and Steadman and Russell in just a sequence of a couple of corners. Brandon Spalander now right up against Cahan, and he's actually bump drafting and pushing Cahan along, potentially knowing the pace that Cahan has had to get to this point already in this race and just wanting him to drag Brandon along with him. I think it's a very, very smart move at this point of the race. Looking now at our race leader, Pete Clark, under fire from not just one, but two cars. We're side by side. We're almost 3 wide. Clark has relinquished the lead. Oh, and misses his braking point completely. He started a collection of markers in the brake ducts as well. That's not going to help his top speed. He's going to have to redress these positions. David Ross will come through to take the race lead. Looking now at Paolo Ambrosio up the inside. Very nice move there. Oh no, and then gets hit from behind. Alex Cahan is laughing his way through because he has just made another 2 key passes in his fight to come from second last on the grid to the race lead. Brandon Spalander gets past Ambrosio as well. Ambrosio has a bit of a good run out of that corner. Steadman now looking to go side by side with Ambrosio. Gets a bit of a bump in the side as well. Let's see how this unfolds. Ambrosio's still got the inside. It will come under braking. Spalander gets through. Steadman looking to use this momentum. Oh, he's right in behind Ambrosio now. Jinks away to hopefully get some slipstream there from Brandon Spalander, who is also getting slipstream from Alex Cahan and goes through. Can he hold it around the outside though? This is a brilliant battle. it's nice to see someone coming back at Cayen, but Cayen just has the exit there covered. And Steadman looks to have Ambrosio covered. Is Ambrosio going to be able to come back? This will be key. We're with the F1 Gamerdad blimp camera here, looking as Ambrosio looks for the inside at turn 1. Oh, slams on the anchors and he's done it. He's gotten through on Steadman. That was a brilliant move. The last of the late breakers, Paolo Ambrosio. Brilliant move. Really, really well done. Now looking at Jarrett Will going through on Pete Clark at turn 1 into the chicane. Nicely done. Some of these moves just absolutely clinical from you guys. It was wild to see such clean driving. This is Barry Mohamed Idris up the inside of the Mercedes. Whoa, taking a lot of curve. Wow. I do like the livery Barry as well, with Baz instead of Napa, I think it is, on the car. This is Josie Thomas just leaving a banana skin of gravel. Oh, Ambrosio! It's Spalander and Ambrosio. Oh, and this Russell just gets hung out to dry, nowhere to go. That was not the best. Here's a replay of this going into... Oh, no. Oh, it doesn't get better to watch either, does it? Paolo Ambrosio with the rejoin. Spalander up the inside. That'll be questionable, but that's for the stewards to decide. We are not the rule makers or race control or the stewards here. We're just here to highlight the goings on. And yeah, didn't look great, but that's okay. This is Liam Steadman now on the back of Brandon Spalander, heading up towards the Parabolica, and Spalander maybe getting out of the throttle, letting Liam through. Not sure about that one, but there's a big gap when they actually get to the corner. This is Barry on the back of Pete Clark. Barry been making some moves since the early runnings. Goes up the inside at the Ascari chicane. Thank you very much. Clark looks to try a different line to get a better run on the exit, and does so. It's a monster run from the Porsche. Don't know that he was able to make a move there, though. This is Alex Cayen on the back of Ben Harrison, the community leader. Alex goes to the inside. It's been a preferable line and a preferable move for a lot of people so far, and clinical once again. Ben will be looking to just be able to cling onto his coattails and let him drag Ben through there. Now, once again, this is Alex Cayen, and another move into the turn 1 chicane. That was Barry that he's gone past, almost at half race distance here, and Cayen just making very light work of the rest of the field so far. Been doing a brilliant job. Scott Warner onto the back of Barry now. Gets a great run after that chicane. He's done excellent to really just slip through there. The Mercedes working very nicely at half race distance. The tires coming alive. The front engine rear wheel drive car just looking like it's in its element at the moment. He's on the back now. The next lap behind Pete Clark, and able to get that move done too. You can see Ben Harrison squirming around at the chicane in the background. Scott Warner moves on past the 911 of Clark. Very nice move indeed from Scott. Let's see how much more ground he can make up. Looking now at Brandon Spalander in behind. Oh, what a run! In behind the McLaren of, I think it was Seth Lee there. Brilliant move from Spalander. Gains another position. We are into the second half of the race now. Looking at Seth Lee, looking at Brandon Spalander. Takes a lot of curb at Ascari. It's unsettled the Porsche. It's so easy to do. And then he speared into the left-hand side barriers on the run up to the Parabolica. That is heartbreak for Brandon Spalander. He'll have to pit for some repairs there. That is very unfortunate. We've got a trio of cars now, backed up by Alex Cayen, David Ross in the middle. I think that is Joe Ray in the whoopsie McLaren. They're side by side. It's a McLaren battle now, and Alex Cahen is just licking his lips right now thinking, ooh, yep, this is my opportunity. The McLaren's battle, and I will just make this work for me. Ross goes through into the race lead. Joe Ray in behind, and look how close Cahen is now. The following lap, Cahen goes to the inside on Ray, leaves David Ross at the helm of the race lead. Alex Cahen, though, is coming. I would not like to see Alex's NXX in my mirrors, that's for sure. Paolo Ambrosio now on. This is Nick Russell, the RSR man. And Ambrosio, very nice move there into turn 1. The chicane working for these guys very nicely whenever they can grab the inside and wrestle control of their individual battles. Very nicely done. Great fight back here in this race from Paolo Ambrosio. This is for the race lead. Straight fight now between David Ross and Alex Cahen. Ross has the inside line. Cahen looks to have quite an overspeed though. They're wheel to wheel now. They both give each other plenty of room. Oh, David Ross has given so much respect to Alex there. That is, I mean, it's brilliant racing, but you can just see the attitude of some of these drivers knowing how far Alex has come back from to take the race lead. It's been some awesome driving, really great etiquette. Barry now in the NSX, again making good progress after some earlier issues. This is Nick Russell in the Porsche. Oh, Ambrosio's gone off. Ambrosio was making some great headway, and he's gone off at Parabolica. Quick replay. Oh, it looks like just too much speed, a very narrow entry, and he's right on the racing line, goes forwards, all goes backwards. That's when Nick Russell came through. There he is. Oh, Paolo, you've done very well there. Very well played. And continues fighting. Paolo making up some of the places that he lost. And this is a move on Jim Egan to get back up to P12 at the time for Paolo. So very nicely done indeed. Seth Lee coming into the T1 chicane. Whoa, he had a big overspeed on the Porsche ahead and has looped it on the chicane. These sausage curves, as we saw in 2021, Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen in the Italian Grand Prix, they can be super harmful. They have not been harmful, though, to Alex Cahen, who takes an emphatic race win. He ends up winning by 33.6 seconds over Joe Ray. Let's just take that into account. He started 16th and ends up winning by over half a minute. Just a superlative drive from Alex Cahen. Can't praise him enough for that. There it is, confirmation, 33.6 seconds. Back to Joe Ray in P2. David Ross takes a podium for his troubles. Scott Warner is P4. Jarrett Will is 5th. Ben Harrison in his own community race is P6. Pete Clark P7. Liam Steadman is P8. Seth Lee P9. And Jens Carr, you may remember lap 1, and he's only missed out on P8 by a tenth of a sec. Oh, sorry. P9 by a tenth of a second. Jens Carr, an amazing fight back. We've got Nick Russell from RSR in P11, Barry Mohamed Idris in P12, Paolo Ambrosio is 13th, Jim Egan 14th, Joe C. Thomas is 15th, Rick Broadwith is 16th, and Brandon Spalander. It was looking so good for a top 10 for Brandon, unfortunately ends up back in 17th position. I've had such a blast bringing this one to you. I hope you've enjoyed it. Any feedback for the broadcast, the highlights, let me know in the comments. Anything you'd like to see in future, please do let me know. And as I mentioned at the start, please go give the Broca Sim Racing channel a watch. Plenty of awesome content on there. And if you want to be part of this GT3 Championship, the link is down below to jump on the next session. Until next time, keep racing hard. We'll see you on the next video.
F1 gamer dead.